All right, let's just jump right in. There are some systems out there that are just, well, they're too critical to fail, right? We're talking about the absolute digital backbone of our businesses, our finances, heck, even our daily lives. So what happens when one of those systems, the kind that absolutely, positively can't fail, actually does? This isn't some thought experiment. It's a real-world nightmare that companies have to be ready for, and I mean really ready, with almost military-grade precision. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine the company's payroll system just dies. And, of course, it's payday. Thousands of people are waiting for their money, the clock is absolutely ticking. Suddenly, this isn't just some tech glitch. Oh no, this is a full-blown catastrophe in the making. So how do you go from, uh-oh, there's a problem, to, okay, this is an all-hands-on-deck crisis? Well, it all starts with one critical first step, sounding the alarm. And, just as importantly, knowing exactly when to pull that lever.
And here's the thing that's so interesting. Declaring a major incident isn't just a gut call. It's not someone panicking. It's a really precise calculation. You've got to have two things line up perfectly. First, the impact has to be high. We're talking how many people are affected. Is it a widespread customer outage? Or, like our payroll example, are thousands of people not getting paid? That's high impact. Then you need high urgency. How critical is this service really? Is this something we can fix tomorrow, or does it need to be fixed right now? Only when you have a big yes to both, that's when you sound the alarm.
And that brings us right to the official definition. See, a major incident isn't just a big problem. It's a high-impact, high-urgency event that, and this is the key part, demands an immediate, coordinated response. Those words are the trigger. They kickstart a completely different process. And that payday scenario we talked about? Oh yeah, it checks every single one of those boxes. Big time.
Okay, so the alarm is sounded. Now, you might think this is where the chaos begins, right? People running around, not knowing what to do. Nope, it's actually the opposite. It's like flipping a switch that activates a highly choreographed, predefined team. So, who are these people who take charge?
Well, the core response team is kept small and super focused. You've got your dedicated major incident manager, the MIM, who's basically the quarterback. Then there's a communications lead, whose whole job is to manage the flow of information. And of course, you've got senior management looped in. The crucial thing here is that this team isn't just thrown together in the moment. These people are chosen and trained for this exact scenario, way ahead of time.
And this really gets to the heart of why that structure is so important. Having a dedicated major incident manager is absolutely crucial. It prevents confusion and gives a clear leader to the response. Think about it. If a building's on fire, you don't want a committee debating where to point the fire hose, right? You need one person, the MIM, to be that single point of command, to make the calls.
All right, so the team is in place, the quarterback is ready. What happens next? What do they actually do? Well, this is where the playbook comes out, and we get to see this structured process in action.
And this playbook, it's strict. It's non-negotiable for a really good reason. Step 1, senior management gets alerted. Immediately, no delay. That gets eyes on the problem from the top and frees up any resources needed. Step 2, they open what's called a crisis bridge. This is basically the digital war room. It could be a dedicated video call, a special Slack channel, whatever. But it's the one place where all communication happens. No side chats, no confusion. And finally, step 3. That communications lead starts sending out updates. This is all about controlling the story and managing everyone's expectations.
And when I say frequent, I mean it. It is relentless. We're talking updates every 30 to 60 minutes for everyone, from the CEO all the way down to customer support. And get this, even if the update is literally just, hey, we're still working on it, the communication never stops. Why? Because that constant rhythm builds trust and keeps panic down during a super stressful time. So let's fast forward. The tech team works their magic, the system comes back online, payroll finally goes out. Phew. Everyone takes a huge sigh of relief, right? Problem solved? Not even close. The process is far from over. Actually, you can argue the most important work is just about to begin.
What comes next is a post-incident review, or PIR. And let's be crystal clear, this is mandatory. It is not optional, it's not a nice to have if you have time. The organization has to sit down and formally pick apart what happened, figure out why it happened, and most importantly, what they're going to do to make sure it never, ever happens again.
And just like the crisis response itself, this review is on a clock. It has a super strict deadline. It has to be done within 48 to 72 hours
after the problem was fixed. This keeps that sense of urgency going and makes sure all those crucial lessons are captured, while the details are still fresh in everyone's memory.
You know, when you really boil it all down, it comes to this old saying, in a crisis, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. A crisis doesn't just test your tech, it puts your entire process under a microscope and reveals every single strength and every single weakness. So it really leaves you with one question to think about. Is your process ready for that?